Everyone, good evening. Today, the December 4th, Saturday evening, full moon, and there are some clips. I hope you did a good job in your days becoming wonderful, no question. Now, conclusion to becoming more benefit. So most we know in the every full moon, new moon, we do the power practice, and also if we will shortcut the old history telling, and then we have some prayer for prayer Kundu Sangpa as well. If we do all the history A to Z, then we cannot finish. Oh, hello, some my friend in San Diego. Long time no see. You always shiny. That's wonderful. How's everything? Good? That's excellent, excellent. Okay. All right. So now we always, any practice, the very important is good motivation. While we're doing this practice, what is significant? And then we always they say three yanas, the Mahayana, Theravada, Vajrayana, and so forth. Those depend our own mindset. And because we say my practice is a benefit to the benefit sentient beings, sometimes we think I don't have this kind of capacity to help the all sentient beings. How I can think benefit sentient beings? Well, this one is the we have the Buddha nature seed. The Tibetan language called Shidyawar Shikbe Nyingbu. The essence of the Buddha nature is the Lord Buddha, and our own mind is no different. But difference between Buddha and us, we don't recognize we have this kind of power, liberate ourselves and others. And that's why we are in the samsara. Buddha realized fully awakening, this Buddha become the enlightenment. But good news for the humanity is all the difficulty job part is the Buddha and Bodhisattva already done. So they give for us like map information. We go to traveling, you think I'm going to somewhere, I don't know how to get, you not need to worry anything because same as the GPS, same as the map. Buddha said from here to there, you take Bodhisattva path, you're very easy to get enlightened, and you will go this kind of bodhicitta mind, you will go from here to this pure land, and exit to turn around, 6 paramita in this left, 4 measurable, you will backside the other, the pure land. So similar in the Buddhas give all information for us. And also, the before, we know in their Buddhas use 2 languages, the Pali and the Sanskrit language. But now your own language and good things, technology is becoming like miracles. You don't need to go traveling to buy air ticket, to book the hotel, and all expensive, nothing. You sit in your own room and you receive teaching directly any part in this world. There's all human collecting karma. If we didn't get this kind of karma, we receive teachings in any place we might physically need there. Now the good part is all the humanity collecting karma. People, they mix to lives different the technologies and our own motivation likewise. Whenever we practice and benefit those in the good creator, need to long life, people who pass away, those need to rebirth to benefit. For example, the founder of the Apple, Steve Jobs. So how many people know him? This changing so many people's lives may be easy to, for example, this kind circumstance, pandemic, we cannot go, we want to see in our friends and loved ones, but technology give for us to exit 2 days high in the prayer, and emotionally here, spiritually where with you and things like that. So likewise, those is the daily base we can see, we have feel, we can understand. The similarity power practice is we cannot see, looks like visible or transportation, the visible energy, the being and pass away, they can see us. They will familiar the lifetime practice. The prayer practice is the best way to peaceful journey. And your friend, family, Sangha members, when they reciting the part 2 teaching, the intermediate instruction teaching, as well as the power teaching, they were familiar. Looks like going back in their birthplace or home. They now need new information because they know exactly how to going home. And so this is the how benefit for the power practice lifetime. We reciting, we practice again and again. Then you ready to help others to power practice. It's very benefit. So that's why we'll come back, everyone, power practice. So if you have, you don't have the text, and the Samantha will share the text, more read easy. But before that, tonight we're going to some reciting the prayer Gundu Sangbo. The prayer Gundu Sangbo said, this the full moon, new moon, eclipse, New Year's. And this practice is becoming multiply and benefit. So that is where the explanation for the Phowa. Most Phowa, where they came from lineage, how to work function for ordinary beings, to how to transport our mind and so forth. So this way, everybody knows the interdependence. For example, the power transmission is like satellite. In the space, each country, the technology put telescopes, and they take pictures on the ground, and then we will see where you are located. Exactly, it's like GPS. Likewise, this practice, and for the Buddha Amitayus is showing Pure Land in our devotions, our experience, our practice. That's where how to consciousness to journey to there in a space. So the people who make the telescope or technology is like the Buddha. In, for example, Guru Bema Sambhava, there will this power teaching came from Buddha Amitayus directly to the Guru Bema Sambhava, and then the King Tesun, one of the ministers. Most the story, and if somebody is new, just in case. So I will explain there. Then we now need to read the whole text. So we have directly go to the power practice and then the prayers as well. Of course, before the practice, I will give a chance everyone maybe some question answers. So Phowa is Tibetan. Pho means one place to move the other place. So who's moving? How to moving? We have these days what do you call U-Haul? Who is the U-Haul? Who's the driver? How big size? How much costs? Something like that. The question. Hey, how do you drive? I'm not the driver, okay? I'm the showing where you can rent it. So you are the practice becoming to U-Haul. Then you can put all your stuff there. Then you can bring your, new place. It's the Pure Land. Similarly, the Phowa lineage supplication, we have so many lineage there are. And our own, there are more than 37, and they're back before that, and many, there are hundreds. So that is where how receive first the circumstance very tragic. The ministers burning his house, and house collapsed there, cows and mules and horse, including people, and die. He was so depressed. I am the worst person on this earth because the traditional you can serve the parents and take care of the parents. What I've done is not intentionally, accidentally, but still I kill. And so he was devastating and very, very depressed. If one of these days, what do you call, AA meeting, if there are AA meeting, he must need to go to help, AA meeting. But he was just depressed. And then king is very kind because minister is always the professional take care of the king's job. The outer political things, inner the spiritual things, between the social service things. This minister is fantastic. One minister can job 6 different departments and things like that. Now he is very suffering. King is also very kind. This is his treasure is my treasure as well as the. So I want to try to fix to help him. So question is, the king, he has the power to fix his all the emotion damage. King knew he don't have the moment. And then he during the time Guru Pema Sambhava in the near Samye monastery in Chimbu Keep in a mountain and retreat. And then King Tesun doesn't want they are reported what happened, this accidentally killed, this and that. My minister is very upset, suffering. How you can help for they definitely need help something. And the karmic connection, this teaching is the Buddha Amitayus directly, the only Guru Pema Sambhava can bring to this earth. So the Guru Pema Sambhava wanted the Buddha Amitayus, and then they bring to the earth. And then he did Phowa, and many generations, the only hearing through lineage, one person to one by one lineage, not a public lineage. But then after that, and the public gatherings, many received teachings, and then came to the different lineage, for example, our lineage. So then when the poor practice time, I saw my own eyes when I was in Tibet. One of the great master in the Digung Til and the great yogi and throne holder ko Duwang Pajung Rinpoche, and the older student will know. Then he's a man disabled ko Gyalong Dinjin Nyima, those senior experience in Latin living beings. They are then had a son, one is great called Sokdu Rinpoche. He was 60 to 70 years old. Then my teacher, Nidal Rinpoche. One of the, I think, Mangi year or Snake year or something, especially year, so many people coming different directions. They are receive Phowa. I was one of their received teaching. And then the text said, when you Phowa, your devotions, the Lama, the supplicate lineage, looks like we always now familiar. When the supplicate and you open the devotion, looks like Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi, the silence again, now you're going to walk. Otherwise, your fancy iPad, but no Wi-Fi is useless. So supplicate in your devotions and lineage connections, that is a moment. Sometimes when the Lamas use the hik, I saw there may be 10 to 12 people just, just sort of, how to say, got directly into hit. They open the Brahma door. People just, they're without the consciousness. And people holding their, their hands and gently holding, and they give some waters in the mouth, and then they later looks like wake up, the sleeping, morning looks like wake up. And then you can see the Brahma door crown and the channel part. The Brahma door is open. That's why I see this lineage is very important for the single grass open lineage. So I saw there are just coming, little bit of water mixed in the blood. So this is not a 1,000-year story. This is my own I see. So that is where, how do we get the practice proof? They said, sometimes you headache, sometimes maybe disease, all those kind of part of the working in your practice. Usually practice, I'm thinking this new year, we can do power retreat. This I said many times, we will do retreat. Longest one week, 5 days or maybe 3 days, we try to something retreat. Then it's good for the benefit when you're ready to people or dead animal, anything. That's not our own power. We directly connection to exit to the Vajrayogini through the Buddha Pure Land. So this is the how came from Buddha Amitabha to Guru Pema Sambhava, and Guru Pema Sambhava through the minister and king's Tisun Dejen, then came to us. Our for us means I'm not saying I'm the one the throne holder. Don't misunderstand it, So this our teachers and teachers and teachers, then back in the root place. So this Phowa is, I think, very important. All teachings are very important, but Phowa is more important because suddenly the human different karmas, there are new disease arising all the time. You never know yourself, and you never know your loved ones. If you know the best, that's the best one because you care your family, you care your loved one, and you know how to do. That's what the text said. When the Prata teaching text, the best one, the number one, the master is the need to realization. Then he or she can, the instruction, this person, there are no mistakes. Secondly, the person who read, the read letter is so clear, no mistakes. This makes sense again. I always just giving example. We wrong spelling in the GPS, and maybe you will wrong place, or maybe recalculate one of those things, right? So when the part of the text reading is so clear, and the melodies try their best, that's when you read, you are becoming Buddha Amitabha. Person who disease pass away, knees down from you, hands holding together, touching the heart. They're surging to a new direction. So now you deliver to reading how to get. Remember, from here to how to get there. For example, 49 days, each time which border you pass, which security you need, what do you need, a visa, passport, and so forth. Similar, this so clear. The Guru Pema Sambhava will keep the this part of teaching in a Phowa. Then different the great treasure masters, the Dharma, those masters put for us how to get out. So this is we are so fortunate in our own language, Tibetans and English and Chinese and Spanish and Russians, and there's so many languages that now use it. So now the Phowa is this way how to come our lineage. Then we can do full moons and new moons whenever you have time. And when you see the some needed, you're ready to Phowa practice. Now, supplication, there are so many lamas, so many gurus in them. For example, one guru's biography you can read, how much sacrifice him or her to succeed this realization. For example, first, Jigung Gyamgon Chungzang Rinpoche, His Holiness, Jigung Gyamgon Chungzang's first one go, Dharma Kiddi, the scholar, realization, all that he knows. He is the medical doctor, he is a scientist, and he is the astrology, he is a writer, he is a master, he Tibetan called Guinchen. Guinchen means all-knowing. So he is, when talking, one of the master there. When we are reciting the name, and he this much achieved, so same as other masters. So likewise, we do is the recitation, the mala here, 108. So if you will one missing, no longer 108. Similar, those great unbroken lineage realization master. So that is way up until our teachers. That is where how to came the lineage blessing and continue. So then here we read some English part. Visualization part is also important. We have the picture, roughly the central channels, what is looks color, each hick, how many inches hick, then arrow come down and your consciousness coming down, which place in the lotus seed. Then Amitabha's, what is looks like the color, what is possession setting, all those were the pictures you can see, image also helps. Then the text, the English and Tibetan also there clear translate also helps. So this is basically summarized. If you're, if of course the older senior students they don't need it, but if just in case some new ones. So that's why I will take opportunity. Maybe if anybody they have question, we can talk few questions. If you are doubt or maybe when I'm explain maybe too fast or didn't get full of the information. So we can talk a little bit and then we will go text. I'm hoping everyone can hear clear, right? Okay. This part is one good news. Now you have any questions?
Lama Sonam, I could ask a question.
Yes, please.
There are certain names in the lineage that are listed,
Yes.
and then it stops. Are those the people that were the one-to-one transmission, and then it became public?
Yes.
Or what? Okay, thank you.
Yes, for example, in the Lord Buddha's time, all give teaching by Buddha, but can you find the Buddha giving empowerment in such place, Varanasi or Bodh Gaya, and some is private, and some is not time, and this way called the Nagarjuna's text at the right time and the right place. This in English also say, right? And remember, in the 14th downfall said, if not ripen in the ways of receive teaching, if you will explain the 7th downfall. Likewise, the Phowa teachings before the Buddha Amitayus talked directly Guru Pema Samba, it's not the time to publicly. The times come the Raji Pagu Timiludu, the minister's reincarnation after the 200 or 300 years after, then the human beings have more quality to receive the highest Yoga Tantra or Vajrayana or this Phowa instructions. Otherwise, you need to certain amount understanding. It's not easy to say how consciousness go, who know how to give me show the proofs and all this kind of people is possible. So that is where after the so many lineage, then they're publicly allowed. For example, in India, just I said again, can you find the 80 Mahasiddhas? They give you empowerment? Yes. Can we find publicly big empowerment, the Nagarjunas they are in the Bodh Gaya, or maybe Saraha giving big empowerment in maybe Varanasi? No, we cannot find it because the time and space, all those need to good condition. After that, for example, then all the teachings to 3 yanas carrying to the Tibet. And then Tibet, there are just practice and practice. Whole countries become the Vajrayana, single lineage, sort of, they all single, sect. And then the people are more allowed. The Tibetan not making new empowerment. Empowerment is come from India, how to do and so on and so forth. But publicly gathering is in Tibetan teachers. You can see, for example, His Holiness Dalai Lamas, right? In the 5th Dalai Lama, is then the gatherings and bigger. And before that, yes, we have, Milareva's, many their teachings, but not much empowerment. But now it's time is different. So likewise, Sandra's question is, some lineage come down, and then time is publicly. Yes.
Thank you.
Lama Sonam,
Yes.
you shared about what you witnessed
Yes.
when you went to the Phowa experience. Some people lost their consciousness. They went to another realm for a while. I mean, nobody died.
No.
Right?
No, this way, see, one to remember, Phowa practiced we opened the Brahma door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brahma door looks like your own chimney, looks like, okay? People use smoke, so many
Chimney,
smoke
okay,
cigarette,
yeah.
and it's difficult. Once his or her devotion is so powerful, and the Lama's visualization and power all together, and the chimney is open, or the smoke is everything, everywhere explode. That moment is consciousness going out, not going out, but they open the Brahma door. So now, next time, whenever they supplicate the Phowa, and this person's easy to, looks like now your door is always open. Never open before, now open, never close. So those the lucky one, because now everybody can see and then open, I'm guessing, it's not a guessing, this is real.
Lama,
Thank you.
Lama,
Yeah.
I went to Ayan Rinpoche, Dragon Ayan Rinpoche's Phowa teaching
Yes.
in Buddha Gaya.
Yes,
And related to that, like I saw in my eyes, before my eyes, there's 5 or 6 people open the Brahma door
yes,
in that during that teaching.
yes,
And then he came to Chicago one day, and one of my friend opened the Brahma door during that teaching. So you can tell because that people will start shaking or start fainting. Some people start fainting, and
yes,
it's very very something happens, and it's very obvious.
yes,
And then I saw that with my eyes too.
yes, yes.
So unfortunately, it didn't happen to me.
Maybe hopefully soon.
I hope so too.
Okay, I can take one more questions, then we're going to practice.
Mama, I got one.
Sure.
When it comes time to do it, like your time of death is coming. And do you just keep doing the hicks? And is there a passcode or anything, or you just keep doing the hicks?
Oh, this is you need, especially the passcode, what you call the Zoom ID numbers, things like that, You need to know exactly, not too early, not too late. This you need to read the Pardhu teaching. They will tell you exactly, for example, say, we have the 5 skandhas, when your eye visions, for example, say, ear consciousness, first we can hear conversation. Slowly, it looks like airplane is going farther and farther, and you cannot hear anymore. But the airplane is still in the space, but you cannot hear anything. Likewise, you can see the person in front of you. You can see the moving the lips, but you cannot hear any sound. Example 1. And example 2, first I see you and you saw me, and slowly again a bird or airplane, and then it slowly, and it looks like disappear in the space and sky. At the time you open the eye, but it looks like open eye, but you cannot see. Those many different signs, they text it. If this kind of signs your mind, then you can practice this kind. And for example, say, and your element, the body element, deserve to the earth, and then you cannot move, no more longer powers, but still consciousness can familiar, all those the dissolved element. So then the last moment, now this time is your power practice. That's the way they're telling what time. If yourself, the other people's also maybe the outside the breathing and completely stop, and still and continue inside the subtle part is continue there. So you need to know the pulse and maybe heart and the heat and color changing. Many need to know if you want to do others, but you need to know yourself. And you see, you cannot hear, you cannot all those dissolve. Then before your consciousness looks like dark sleep, you cannot think anything. So before that almost coming, then this time in your powers, it's not too late, it's not too early, it's the perfect time.
Thank you, Lama.
You're welcome.
Lamala,
Yes.
sorry, I just want to clarify. So at that moment when you say like darkness, and what do you say, hick, or do you say something else?
No, hic is your consciousness coming back to your life, right? That time, then you use the pay. And also a person who has some experience in Phowa in Vajra Yogini practice, then they know exactly, because this moment, he is the unseparable, not need much left. You know, he was just thinking, he don't have the power to hit either or pay, but his consciousness thinking that way, and the Brahma door is open at the same time. Okay, now, thank you sharing somebody a beautiful time. One's Tibetan, one's English. English.
Yes, Lama. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness, may they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind.
Oh, sorry. Sanje chodan chogi chonam lai janju pardo tani jobsu je tagi jinsogi sonam jin rola penjer sangyen barai.
In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Okay, traditional, we don't need the water saddle practice, but here the Khenche Rinpoche compose because if they have the nectar in the pouring, you need a clean vase. Likewise, the Phowa, before they receive our body, speech, and mind to clarify. So this is the water saddle here. We can try water saddle tonight. Lama Dorje Sempa Dorje
Above the crown of my head, I visualize a white lotus with a moon disk seat. On this is the syllable hung, which transforms into a vajra with a hung in its center. From this hung, light radiates, purifying the obscurations of all beings. This light is offered to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattva. The light returns and dissolves into the seed syllable hung. The hung then transforms into Dorje Sempa, who is in essence our kind root Lama. Dorje Sempa is white in color and holds a Dorje and bell. He sits gracefully in the half lotus position. He wears the silken robes and the precious ornaments. Sattva Mahasattva, the great mind, the embodiment of all the Buddhas, the Samantabhadra Dharmakaya, I prostrate to the holder of the Vajra. At Dorje Sempa's heart level is the Dorje on a moon disk. At the center of the Dorje is a hung syllable surrounded by the 100-syllable mantra. The radiating light from the rotating mantra completely purifies the obscurations of all beings, and they become Dorje Sempas. The light returns and dissolves into the mantra of the seed syllable hung. Nectar produced from these syllables flows through the right great toe of Dorje Sempa. It enters the crown of my head, purifying all defilements, illness, and obscurations through the pores of the skin and the two lower openings of my body. These obscurations leave the body in the form of a smoky dark liquid. Then I am filled with nectar and completely purified as crystal.
We can reciting 3 times Vajrasadhu mantra. Om Bandara Sadhu Samaya Manu Balaya Bandara Sadhu Dano Boy Deda Nedo Membala Sada Gaya Membala Suvajaya Membala Anuradu Mebala Sova Siddhi Meprayan Phowa Karma Sudam Siddham Shriyam Guru Bhagavan Dorwa Datta Gadam Bandharamameman Banzim Bhama Samaya Sadhu Om Bandhara Sadhu Samaya Manu Balaya Bandhara Sadhu Dano Boy Didan Dido Mambava Sada Gaya Mambava Savagaya Mambava Anuradu Mambava Sova Siddhi Mebraya Karma Sadam Siddham Shriyam Guru Bhagavan Dorva Datta Gandha Bandharamameman Banzim Bhama Samaya Sadhu. One more time. Om Bandara Sadhu Samaya Manu Balaya Bandara Sadhu Dano Boy Dida Dida Membava Sada Gaya Membava Savajaya Membava Anuradu Membava Sova Siddhi Meprayan Sarva Grama Sudam Siddham Shriyam Guru Bhagavan Sarva Datta Gadam Bandharamameman Banzim Bhama Samaya Sadhu. Gomboy Georgia, Zoboy Dorje Zoboy Dagi Janzoje, Dege Suve Dorsemenji Zuji, Kudi, the Duvel Togo Shinsonde, Talai Timbe Deva Janvara Juru.
I and all sentient beings, deluded by our ignorance, have broken the vows. O Lama Dorje Sempa, the protector, holder of the Vajra, Lord of all sentient beings, please protect us. Dorje Sempa is pleased with our prayers and replies. Your delusions are now cleared away and you are purified. Dorje Sempa then dissolves into light and is absorbed into myself through the top of my head. Then I become Dorje Sempa. Meditate on the union of appearance and emptiness.
Okay, now let's see short. All right. All right, so we can do the lineage prayer, but not the history part. Skip. So now the so we hold on. We didn't say. Okay, what did you do that?
The long one?
Yeah, this one. So long one. This one. Yeah, this one is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think it's okay, 5 page something, and she can read very fast. That's okay. All right, page 12. Oh yeah, begin there.
The Golden Lineage Prayer. Namo Guru. Vajradhara, the Supreme Six Family. Tilopa, the source of the Buddha families of the 3 times. The excellent scholar Naropa, who actualized the 3 kayas. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Marpa, the perfection of the ocean of linguistics. Milarepa, the perfection of realizations. Gampopa, the life tree of the Buddha's teachings in Tibet, the land of snow. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Dorje Gyalpo, Vajrayogini's chosen one. Lord Jigten Sumgam, the second Nagarjuna. Sultrim Dorje, the great abbot, the light of the teachings. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Sangye On, who actualized the innate truth of non-duality. Chengna Drakpa Jungne, the most excellent lineage holder. Dorje Drakpa, the emanation of Tilopa. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Tokawa, the manifestation of the supreme compassionate one. Drakpa Sonam, the one who is free from the delusion of duality. Dorje Rinchen, the chosen one of Swaraha. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Dorje Gyalpo, the emanation of Padmasambhava. Choki Gyalpo, proponent of the Buddha's teachings. Dondrup Gyalpo, the crown jewel of all yogis. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Dakpo One, the victorious one triumphant in every direction. Chogyal Ratna, Lord of human beings. Ratnazawa, Vajrapani's emanation. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Rinchen Choki Gyalpo, the emanation of Manjushri Goka. Kuga Rinchen, the peerless second Buddha. Jetsun Ratna, the holder of the 2 lineages. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Pelgi Gyatso, the treasure of the Pith instructions. Dharma Ratsa, whose kindness is unrepayable. Rakpa Gyalsen, holder of the victorious families. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Konchut Rana, who illuminates the nature of the 3 vows, which is essence teachings of the peerless Dakpo Kagyu. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Dharmakirti, the unborn Dharmakaya, the self-liberated mode of abiding, manifests the unwavering Sambhogakaya, from which emanates the Nirmanakaya, according to the needs of his disciples. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Trinley Namya, outwardly holding the banner of the Vinaya teachings, inwardly, through bodhicitta benefiting sentient beings as one's only child, secretly accomplish the mastery of the arising and completion stages. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Trinley Sangpo, the embodiment of all objects of refuge, who is master of all the sutric and tantric forms of teachings and imparts them to others. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Dondrup Chogya, who possesses the 3 kindnesses and liberates all beings through the profound and secret teachings with empowerments and explanations. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Konchuk Tensi Drodru, the emanation of Chenrezig, embodiment of all Buddhas, who establishes all sentient beings in enlightenment through the 4 activities. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Choki Gyalsen, who directly perceives the realization of the self-awareness wisdom, and from whom, with elegant continuity, streams the profound and secret teaching of Mahamudra without decline. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Choki Nima, who guides all sentient beings to the realization of the unborn state, by the power of the teachings which descend from the ultimate profound Dharma space. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Parma Gyalsen, in the unborn self-awareness space of the Dharmakaya, the son of the Sambhogakaya unceasingly manifests, radiating the non-duality of the Nirmanakaya. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Dharma Waza, who fulfills the wishes of all beings by granting the jewel of profound and secret teachings from the vast ocean of the practicing lineage, I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Konchuk Tensing Chowan Londro, whose nature is Vajradhara, manifests unceasingly from the great pervading luminosity of the unborn state. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. The peerless Dharmamani, the manifestation of Manjushri, who liberates all sentient beings through the teachings of the conventional and ultimate truths. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Tujanima, the embodiment of all objects of refuge and the manifestation of the compassionate deity, establishes all sentient beings in Buddhahood. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. The great Mahasiddha Vijradhara Nuden Dorje, emanation of Sri Singha, the leader of yogins who manifested in the land of snow the glory of the Dharma and sentient beings, I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. The great warrior Jetsun Chokya, although his excellent qualities of abandonment and attainment equals the Buddhas of the 3 times, he skillfully tames the minds of all sentient beings by hiding these qualities. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. The all-pervading, omniscient Tenzin Chokyi Lodro, the nature of the Vajra holder, whose wisdom eyes see the limitless diversity, all phenomena under nature, I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Shiwei Lodro, although he has transcended all conception of coming and going, birth and death, he manifests voluntarily to guide all sentient beings to enlightenment. I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Peerless Tenzin Chokyi Yungne, the emanation of Manjushri, who illumines the explanations and practice of Dharma like rays of the sun, I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Rude Lama, who has actualized the self-awareness wisdom, Mandala of the Yidams, who grant the extraordinary attainments, Dakinis and Dharma guardians, who dispel all hindrances and obstacles, I pray that the magnificent blessings may permeate my mind. Thus, I supplicate respectfully to the wish-fulfilling Kagyu lineage. By this and other virtues, may I and all sentient beings achieve the ordinary and extraordinary attainments in this very lifetime. In all lifetimes, may we not be separated from the authentic Lamas and enjoy the glorious holy Dharma. By perfecting these excellent qualities of levels and the paths, may I and all beings attain quickly the rank of Vajradhara.
Thank you. Now, the next one. So this is the supplication. And the supplication and the reading at the same time. Maybe she can share the before the long lineage and maybe show the picture of the Buddha Amitabha and the channel and things one. And then, of course, someone you know, the lineage tree is so many from Vajradhara through all our great lineage in the surround for you. And especially this case, Buddha Amitabha, you can see now in your left, right? Your left and or your right. The Buddha Amitabha is sitting like the Buddha Maitreya position. And you can imagine his right foot and the big toe is your Brahma doll in your central crown. You can see your left or your right. There with a lady, and she looks like in the perfect position, and Buddha Amitabha. And remember, they see where is your locate consciousness. The channel is the blue outside, red inside, and the center is your heart center, the lotus petals, and the lotus petals looks fresh, just looks like open, maybe small petal, 8 or 16 petal opens, and top of them, the red ball is like your consciousness, size like pea, very light vibration. When you say each time the middle and the arrow up, in each time the hick, in each hicks the bring 6 times, and the 7 you can see the very close to the edge, and the white is like the Buddha Amitabha's toe touching to your crown chakra. Then you can see arrow come down. You will say, looks like the lip coming in the tree with a slow emotion, very slowly, similar in the consciousness coming down to your center heart. So this is you thinking in this way, and then all the lineages surround, there are hundreds and hundreds and the lineages surround for the mandala. And then you supplicate. When you supplicate the names, all those already the enlightened great masters, all those accomplishment practitioners. So this the help for exit to our the central channel, receive the blessing to open the Brahma door. So now as we in the supplication, the short lineage, and then go and jump to the long lineage. They now need to not for the histories. We just explain some. Lama Once English.
Lama Kieno, Lama Kieno, Lama Kieno. I pray to the glorious Lama, the embodiment of the four Buddha bodies, the crown jewel of the entire Daku Kagyu, the leader of sentient beings, the teacher of the ultimate path, the Lord of compassion, the regent of Buddha, of peerless kindness, incomparable teacher, Vajradhara, great Lord Rikumpa, please hear my prayer. I pray to you, please look upon me with compassion. Please empower me with the blessings. Please grant me the two actual accomplishments now. Please bestow the fruit of the effortless establishment of the two purposes.
Okay, now we jump to the long lineage prayer. Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. De Sanji Jinten La Sawande, Sablum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu Jinjelo. Son de ne se Jurmado, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Changme Mandi Jinjin La Sawande, Salum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu Jinjelo. Da son de ne se Jurmado, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Yongzin Punzo Namje La Sawande, Sablum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu Jinjelo. Son de ne se Jurmada, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Kenjen Namjum Punzo La Sawande, Sablum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu Jinjelo. Son de ne se Jurmada, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Jizun Kunjo Ratna La Sawande, Sablum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu Jinjelo. Son de ne se Jurmada, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Shinsen Shuji Takwa La Sawande, Sablum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu Jinjelo. Son de ne se Jurmada, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Kunjo Tende Namje La Sawande, Sablum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu Jinjelo. Son de ne se Jurmada, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Kunjo Tende Sangpo La Sawande, Sablum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu Jinjelo. Son de ne se Jurmada, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Tene Tundu Shuji La Sawande, Sablum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu Jinjelo. Son de ne se Jurmada, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Kunjo Dintin Dundun La Sawande, Sablum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu Jinjelo. Son de ne se Jurmada, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Yongzin Chuki Jinten La Sawande, Sablum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu Jinjelo. Son de ne se Jurmada, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Jinse Chuji Nima La Sawande, Sablum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu Jinjelo. Son de ne se Jurmada, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Chapta Peme Jinsen La Sawande, Sablum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu Jinjelo. Son de ne se Jurmada, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Chizun Tarman Tanza La Sawande, Sablum Puan Jumbura Jinjelo, Honulum Pove Kajundu. Son de ne se Jurmada, the Wajundu Jura Jinjelo, Sanje Upa Mela Chazelo. Jin Chan Chu Ong Po La So Wan De Sa Lung Po Wan Jung Po Ra Jin Je Lo Nyung Long Po We Ka Jun Tu Wa Jin Je Lo Da Son De Ne Tse We Jur Ma Do De Wo Jun Tu Je Po Ra Jin Je Lo San Je Wo Ba Me La Cha Ze Lo Jin Chen Lu Tu Jin Chen La So Wan De Sa Lung Po Wan Jung Po Ra Jin Je Lo Nyung Long Po We Ka Jun Tu Wa Jin Je Lo Da Son De Ne Tse We Jur Ma Do De Wo Jun Tu Je Po Ra Jin Je Lo San Je Wo Ba Me La Cha Ze Lo Ben Jian Den Ben Zai Jian La So Wan De Sa Lung Po Wan Jung Po Ra Jin Je Lo Nyung Long Po We Ka Jun Tu Wa Jin Je Lo La Son De Ne Tse We Jur Ma Do De Wo Jun Tu Je Po Ra Jin Je Lo San Je Wo Ba Me La Cha Ze Lo Ben Cha Du Ji Ni Ma La So Wan De Sa Lung Po Wan Jung Po Ra Jin Je Lo Nyung Long Po We Ka Jun Tu Wa Jin Je Lo Da Son De Ne Tse We Jur Ma Do De Wo Jun Tu Je Po Ra Jin Je Lo San Je Wo Ba Me La Cha Ze Lo Lu Zhi Qiong Wan Lu Zhu La So Wan De Sa Lung Po Wan Jung Po Ra Jin Je Lo Nyung Long Po We Ka Jun Tu Wa Jin Da Son De Ne Tse We Jur Ma Do De Wo Jun Tu Je Po Ra Jin Je Lo San Je Wo Ba Me La Cha Ze Lo Nu De Wen Jian Dorje La Sa Wan De Sa Lung Po Wan Jung Po Ra Jin Je Lo Nyung Long Po We Ka Jun Tu Wa Jin Je Lo Da Son De Ne Tse We Jur Ma Do De Wo Jun Tu Je Po Ra Jin Je Lo San Je Wo Ba Me La Cha Ze Lo Ji Zhen Gun Zhe Zhe Jiao Lo So Wan De Sa Lung Po Wan Jung Po Ra Jin Je Lo Nyung Long Po We Ka Jun Tu Wa Ra Jin Je Lo Da Son De Ne Tse We Jur Ma Do De Wo Jun Tu Je Po Ra Jin Je Lo San Je Wo Ba Me La Cha Ze Lo Din Zi Ju Ji Lu Zhe La So Wan De Sa Lung Po Wan Jung Po Ra Jin Je Lo Nyung Long Po We Ka Jun Tu Wa Jin Je Lo Da Son De Ne Tse We Jur Ma Do De Wo Jun Tu Je Po Ra Jin Je Lo San Je Wo Ba Me La Cha Ze Lo Deepening Xi We Le Zhe La So Wan De Sa Lung Po Wan Jung Po Ra Jin Je Lo Nyung Long Po We Ka Jun Tu Wa Ra Jin Je Lo Da Son De Ne Tse We Jur Ma Do De Wo Jun Tu Je Po Ra Jin Je Lo San Je Wo Ba Me La Cha Ze Lo Din Zi Ju Jin Jun Ne La So Wan De Sa Lung Po Wan Jung Po Ra Jin Je Lo Nyung Long Po We Ka Jun Tu Wa Jin Je Lo Da Son De Ne Tse We Jur Ma Do De Wo Jun Tu Je Po Ra Jin Je Lo San Je Wo Ba Me La Cha Ze Lo Chen Jin Zo We Lama La So Wan De Sa Lung Po Wan Jung Po Ra Jin Je Lo Nyung Long Po We Ka Jun Tu Wa Jin Je Lo Da Son De Ne Tse We Jur Ma Do De Wo Jun Tu Je Po Ra Jin Je Lo San Je Wo Ba Me La Cha Ze Lo. So now you can share the, actually before this you can show one more, the last maybe 2 lines reciting in English, the meaning supplicate to the lineage. The last one you can see before the, yeah, you can read Pablo wants this one. Bless me.
Yes, bless me. My kind root Guru, I pray. Bless me to train in the profound Phowa path. Bless me to reach the pure realms by Phowa's swift path. As soon as life ends for me and others, may we be reborn in Sukhavati pure land, I supplicate. To Buddha Amitabha, I prostrate.
Thanks. So now there's only different names, lineage, but the same supplicated. So now she can share again, reminding for us the central channel, blue outside, red inside, and your consciousness as a vibration, very light, size like P, ready to go. So you sit all cross leg and straight, relax, not need any tensions or nervous. Each hip, you can see the middle in the arrow, size like this move. And then the seventh, last time, and then touching to your crown chakra or Brahmador, and Buddha Amitayus top of your head. And his red toe block and the Brahmador. So everything's information there. Now, place hands holding together like the Buddha Amitayus, and your back spine is straight. And then we can hit each time is the 7, and hit need to the 3 different times. Hit, 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 hit. Hit, 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 hit. Go. Hit, 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 hit. Go. Jeju Gunju Rena Lo So Wande chuji chakpala sovande chichen kunju tenle namje lai sovande kunju tenle sangpola sovande tenle tendu chuji la sovande kunju tenzen tu la sovande Yongzi chugu jenzen la sovande Denzen chuji nima la sovande Chabda beme jenzen la sovande Chizu dhamma danza la sovande Garjin chanju angpo la sovande Tijen lun du jenzen la sovande Ranjin dambe zijen la sovande Wenjo zuji nima la sovande Lodru chungwa lodru la sovande Weijin lunde dorje la sovande Jizu kunjo chuja la sovande Jinzu chuji lodru la sovande Tabde shive lodru la sovande Denzi chujin june la sovande Tenjin zawe lama la sovande Sablum Phowa jomba chinji lo Nyulam pove kaju druva chinji lo Tasonde ne sewe yurmada Dewa jindu jiwa chinji lo Sanje upa men la chaze lo Again, visualization, Buddha Amitabha is to your top in the head. His red toe is blocked in your Brahma door. The central channel is blue outside and red inside. And your heart level is your consciousness size like P. Radiate is light, vibrate, is ready to go, very light. It's hit to move up. 7 times touching the Buddha arm is the big toe, and then come down and slowly again. Hick, 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 hick. Go. Hick, 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 hick. Go. Hick, 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 hick. Go. now they transform to the Buddha Amitayus. The Amitayus, the longevity, the 3JD Amitayus, Ushnisha, White Tara. So now we are the reciting longevity recitation mantra, and during the time, whoever important in your life, especially spirituals or the great teachers, who is the, important in your life, and doctors and all whoever important, those noble beings need a long life, and including yourself, happy, healthy, meaningful life. That's why we should practice the Amitayus.
Lord Amitayus, our guide to enlightenment, who guards us from untimely death, protector of the helpless and suffering, Buddha Amitayus, to you I pray.
Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayunjana Sumbhani Shasadan Surajaya Tatangatai Arahati Samyak Sambudaya Teyadai Om Pniya Pniya Maha Pniya Aparimita Pniya Aparimita Pniya Jana Sumbaro Vajitte Om Sarvasam Sagra Parishutta Dharmadi Gangana Samangade Sambhava Vijyate Mahanai Pare Sohai Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimit Ayurunjana Sumbhini Shizadan Suran Soya Tatangadaya Arahati Samyak Sambudai Daya Om Pniya Pniya Maha Pniya Aparimita Pniya Aparimita Pniya Jana Sambharo Vajit Om Sarvasam Sagra Parishutta Dharmadi Gangana Samvagade Sambhavam Vijyut Mahanaya Parvare Sohai Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayunjan Sumbhini Shasadan Surajaya Tatangadaya Arahati Samyak Sambudaya Teyada Om Pniya Pniya Maha Pniya Aparimita Pniya Aparimita Pniya Jana Sambharu Vachit Om Sarvasam Sagra Parishutta Dharmadi Gangana Samvagati Sambhavam Vijyut Mahanaya Parivaraya Sohai Om Amarana Zavindaya Soha Om Amarana Zavindaya Soha Om Amarana Zavindaya Soha Om Amarana Zavindaya Soha Gevandeyin Yurduda Sewa Mingun Hadzun Tübgürünen Dova Çikyamalıba
Through the virtue of this practice, may I achieve the great realization of Amitayus. To the state may I come to lead every being, no one left behind.
Okay, now some the dedication for the king of the prayer of Kundu Sangbu. The prayer Kundu Sangbu prayer is very powerful, and also benefit people who living beings, more increase our own bodhicitta, people who pass away in a peaceful journey to the Sugawadi Pure Land. And there are two different sort of the one is longer one, and then the after that short one. So we will begin as the English one, and then the part there we can read in Tibetan. So things like that. I have another class also, so I will maybe need between the little bit break, tea break. So let's pray Kundu Sangbu. Okay, hold on a second. I think this is 16 page, 1 to 16, yeah. So maybe you can read in the ones, maybe, what do you think? Everyone needs to understand the meaning? Of course, yes. So, this case, read English.
Okay, let's go. The powerful prayer of aspiration. Oh, all that appears and exists, samsara and nirvana, has one ground, two paths, and two forms of fruition. The magical displays of awareness and unawareness. Through this Samantabhadra's prayer of aspiration, may all attain complete and perfect awakening. Within the palace of Dharmadhatu, the absolute sphere, the basis of everything is uncompounded, a self-originating expanse, vast and inexpressible. Beyond the names samsara and nirvana, this itself, when seen, is awakening. But in their ignorance, beings wander in samsara. May all sentient beings throughout the three realms realize the meaning of the ineffable ground. I, Samantabhadra, know the ground's reality, which is without cause or condition. It originates by itself within this very ground. It is unspoiled by perspective, supposition, or denial, and unobscured by the darkness of unmindful delusion. That which is self-manifest is thus without fault. When abiding in genuine intrinsic awareness, there is no fear, even at the triple world's demise, nor is there attachment to the five sensory delights. In the self-originating awareness free of concepts, there is neither solid form nor the five poisons. The unobstructed clarity of awareness is in one essence and fivefold in wisdom. Through the ripening of the five wisdoms, the five original Buddha families arise. And through wisdom's further expansion, the 42 peaceful Buddhas emerge. With the upsurge of fivefold wisdom's power, the 60 blood-drinking Herukas appear. Thus, ground awareness has never known delusion. I am the primordial Buddha, and therefore, through this, my prayer of aspiration, may all beings of samsara's three realms recognize self-originating awareness, so that vast wisdom may be perfected. Continuously, my emanations will appear in their many billions beyond imagining, manifest in varied ways according to need. Through this, my compassionate aspiration, may all the beings of samsara's three realms escape their plight amongst the six classes. From the very first, since awareness does not dawn for deluded beings within the ground, they are entirely mindless and confused. This itself is unawareness delusion's cause. And then, as if out of a sudden daze, there is anxiety and mental disquiet, from which notions of self and other and enmity appear. As this habitual tendency is then reinforced, samsara unfolds in its regular progression. Thus, mind's afflictions, the five poisons, develop, and actions born of these five poisons never end. Therefore, since the basis for being's delusion is a lack of mindfulness and absence of awareness, through this, my aspiration as a Buddha, may all beings recognize their own awareness. The unawareness that is co-emergent is a state of mindlessness, distraction. The unawareness that designates is dualistic clinging to self and other. These two, co-emergent and designated unawarenesses, provide the basis for the delusion of all beings. Now through this, my aspiration as a Buddha, may the dark and murky gloom of mindlessness among all sentient beings in samsara be dispelled. May their dualistic perceptions be purified, and may they recognize their very own awareness. A mind of dualistic clinging is one of doubt. From subtle attachment, once it has arisen, habitual tendencies gradually gain strength. Food, wealth, clothing, home, and companions, the pleasures of the five senses or dear relations. Whatever is attractive brings the torment of desire. These are the delusions of the world. Actions based on dualistic clinging are unending. When the fruits of attachment come to ripen, they bring birth as a preta tormented by desire. How wretched are the pains of hunger and thirst. Now through this, my aspiration as a Buddha, may beings beset by craving and attachment neither cast aside the torment of desire, nor pursue the craving of attachment. But by allowing the mind to relax just as it is, may they capture the natural state of awareness and gain the wisdom of perfect discernment. Through the subtle stirrings of anxiety and fear towards the appearance of external objects, habitual tendencies of aversion are reinforced, opening the way to enmity, injury, and slaughter. When the fruits of aggression come to ripen, how harrowing will be the boilings and burnings of hell. Now through this, my aspiration as a Buddha, may all sentient beings of the 6 realms, whenever they are beset by intense aggression, neither reject nor indulge in it, but relax therein, capture the natural state of their own awareness, and gain the wisdom of lucid clarity. When the mind grows conceited, it brings thoughts of rivalry and disdain, and the arising of intense pride leads to the suffering of quarrels and disputes. When the fruits of such karma come to ripen, they bring birth as a deva, subject to passage and fall. Now through this, my aspiration as a Buddha, may all sentient beings in whom conceit is born relax their minds then and then, capture the natural state of their own awareness, and realize the true meaning of equality. Habitual tendencies of intense dualistic clinging bring about the pain of self-flattery and contempt, and by inflaming conflict, dispute, and competition, lead to birth in the Asura realm of slaughter and mutilation, which in turn results in descent to the domains of hell. Now through this, my aspiration as a Buddha, may those in whom rivalry and antagonism take root, not regard them as enemies, but relax there and then, capture the natural state of their own awareness, and gain the wisdom of unimpeded activity. Mindlessness, indifference, distraction, dullness, drowsiness, oblivion, insensibility, laziness, and stupidity result in helpless animal wandering. Now through this, my aspiration as a Buddha, may the light of clear cognizance arise in those plunged into stupidity's gloom, and may they gain wisdom free of thought. All sentient beings throughout the 3 realms are equal to me, the Buddha, in the ground of all, yet for them it is but a base of mindless delusion, and now they engage in meaningless pursuits. With 6-fold karma as if deceived by a dream, yet I am the primordial Buddha, guide to the 6 classes through my emanations. Through this Samantabhadra's prayer of aspiration, may all sentient beings without exception awaken within the Dharmadhatu, the absolute sphere. Aho, henceforth, whenever a powerful yogi with naturally clear, undiluted awareness recites this powerful aspiration, all sentient beings who hear it will awaken within the course of 3 lives. When Rahu ceases the sun or moon, and whenever the earth rumbles or quakes, at the solstices or close of the year, visualize yourself as Samantabhadra and chant this aloud so that all may hear. Then all beings of the 3 realms will, through the yogi's prayer of aspiration, gradually be freed from their suffering and ultimately awaken as a Buddha.
Okay, now we can once better. Sola Korbe samje damje je deme tebe mumbasam niso zambe shiva da shiva rikwa rangwe shiva rasho nize lone te zumde shenpo tamo jibale paja tokbo rinje de senor kuda neda cho Doyang ata chambe ni yu jogbe dobe dong Seda de de duwa de song zin le la seda me Shenbe zhe wo menbe ze gom zhe dong we ye da se Jine de gom mo yare nga san je nga ye mo lo ma ji Du jia shenbe sem chen nam dobe dong wa jir ma ba Sempa turma la shiva rangso le bayi Rikpa rangso sinjura ne gando ye she tawara sha Jere yuji no la jira shiva tamonju Tawe baja deva le danzi de so rakwa je Sheda damje seda janam jive je sheda rakwe jive tse Pangla me charang sale rikpo rangso zinjurane Seve yeshu dovara sho rangsume kingbara juvala Shenla jansame velo ngaje rakpo samjibe Tajin tabzo dunge nyo le den revo membe tse Kodung nyebe laru ji sanje ngaye bolama ji Kimsen gebe samje onom tese sheva ransaru Rekpa ransa senjurane nyamba niji dondo sho Kimsen debe baja ji dadu shemo samale Tabzun jinsam devale suju lame naso ji Nyabe neso don sanje ngaye molomji Densan tabze jiva nam donze me jarang salo Shiva rangso senju ne chanle dongme yeshe sho Teme danyuma ringba ye tibda muda jaye Tira leno temo ba entrebo jame chosan kyam Sanje ngaye molomji temo chewe mumbala Tempa seve dan sharabe tongme yeshe Come some je tam je gun shi san je nga ta nyam tanda da me la la jo le jo me no me cho wan da ane san je tang ma yin zhong zhu zhu ban du be jir kun de sang bo mo la ma je sam je tam je ma lu chu ge yong su zang ja shu Jin Jun and Joro Jingi, Tumere Quaronzene, Molomo Jen de Dabe, Dedo Zum Jan Dom Jogo, Nido Soya Simbaham, Tada Hasaya Joa, Yamando Juro Lovedo, Rani Gundo Zombu Gunju to Barande Jona. Samje tamje la nenjoro de ye molomaji tungerim je tune jo taru sanje do. Now dedication, the leftover text, any text that you can share the dedication. Dorje Lama Sonam de Chodo Guzera Chinle Dashin Jevara Sovat Lama Andre Wame Wara Jinjelo Jambe Bobu Jodoro Jumbo Gundu Samba Deya Dejan Teda Gunji Jesu Dalova Jirkiwan Teda Damje Rabdo Ngo Sanje Kusun Yeve Jenlovat Chuni Minjuru Dombe Jenlova Gendum Jendumbe Jenlova Jidarang Molomandu Varajo Dada Konde Dam Jeje Tuzumda Sagwadam Yeve Geve Zawan Dadang Samje Damje Nyurdo Lona Meba Yantaba Zobe Janjurum Boje Dovara Jureje Yejawa Kwanze Kwanjin Jeje Dana Lala Andu Vandu Gumbo Rajan Beje Dama Sudo Shetua Da Som Gwambe Jeju Toji Chana Nabal Thank you everyone. You have a wonderful evening.
You too, Lama.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lama. Gracias.
Thank you everyone.
Gracias.
Some of my friends didn't see long time. Now this appearance in here, the miracle. So thanks to appearance and just see and how wonderful again. And after I need a short break, and then we have the different groups and then continue couple hour practice. So
Thank you so much.
thank you everyone. Thank you. Good night everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Lasso, Smjanago. Smjanago. What